really getting good at knowing all my multiplication. I say my 5 so fast, here let me show you the situation. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, you're getting it then. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 5 is 25, I guess I kinda like the easy pattern of 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. I could keep on counting on and on forever by 5. Next up is 5 times 6, you know that it's gonna equal 30. 5 times 7's 35, you gotta know it, so hurry. 5 times 8 is 40, times 9 is 45.
All right, so today is Monday, April 20th. We are keeping the same schedule. It's going to stay the same for the 6 weeks, but the content's going to change a little as we go. So especially for math, you're going to see a little bit of a difference because we're going to be reviewing all of our concepts. So this week, we're going to be focused on place value, and of course, that's going to grow into adding, subtracting. We're not really going to get to division and multiplication until next week, but things like standard form and expanded form, those types of concepts are going to be coming back, and we're going to be reviewing them. Reading is, of course, still going to be an hour. I know for my kids, we kind of voted last week on a book that I'm going to start reading you guys, and you guys chose Harry Potter. So I'm going to start pushing those out in the video to hopefully help you out, because I know some of you are struggling with spending that much time on reading, and I get it. So hopefully we can start a little book club and see how that works out. But that being said, your first priority in your must-dos is always your achieve, and you have a new one titled The Early Late Debate. And then for writing, you have another Power Writing Day number 6. And then hopefully those packets are finding their way to your homes and to your hands. And if you do get those packets, you're going to have some fun cursive that's in the back that you can, of course, spend some of that writing time that is left over on, or a journal or anything writing. Really, guys, you know how I am, especially my kids in class. Writing, whatever, if it's creative, if it's personal, whatever it is, but just getting your minds working is all that really matters. All right, let's get started. So for our first one, I told you place value is where we're starting. Of course, we're starting at the bare basic, the foundation, so that this week we can keep building and reviewing. So in your packet, it's going to be page 7. You can find that kind of in this corner down below. Of course, now it's covered, but it says page 7. You can also confirm that you're on the right page up here with 4 NBT.1. That's kind of the fancy teacher form of a standard. And then for my students that get a PDF online, I put in this box to help you. But if you have the packet, this box won't be there. You're going to want to be looking for the place value. Google Classroom Friends, again, you click right here. Monday Math, if you're going in straight from Google Classroom, that's all you need to look for. And the date, April 20th. My friends on cell phones that are just going into the forms, click right here and you'll be on your way. All right, so let's review our vocab as we do each week and in class. Place value is the numerical value that a digit has determined by its position or place in a number. Now, that is what's so important in this is the place value. It's exactly what it sounds like. Dependent upon the place of the number, which you've seen this chart oh so many times, depending on where you're going to put that number depends on what its value is going to be. So if I have a 1 in my ones, that is going to be a 1. If I have a 1 in my tens column, that value changes. It's no longer a 1, it is a 10. If I put a 1 in the hundreds, it is 100, and so on. If I put a 1 over here in the 100 millions, I can't just throw my 1 wherever. That's going to be 100 million. Especially when you're talking money, that is a big difference from 1 over here. So it's that idea that you guys understand that this chart is showing no matter where you place the number, the value changes. Now, digit kind of goes to that next stage in what I was talking about. It's any of the numbers 0 to 9. So a digit is any number 0 to 9. But why I'm talking about a digit is because there are 4 digits in this number. okay? There's a 5, there's a 3, there's a 2, and a 9. But this 5 does not represent a 5 over here. The 5 is in the thousands place, so the digit is a 5, yes, but the value is 5,000 using place value knowledge. So once you start putting digits into your place value, the name of the game changes. Your digits are there, but the digits get values. They do not just remain 0, 1, 2, 3, 9. That's not how that works. So it's you guys being knowledgeable and remembering. The word digit represents any of the numbers 0 to 9, but you guys are taking that step as fourth graders knowing, wait, when I put a digit and I start talking about place value in a number and where it ends up, it changes. The value is different. All right, of course.
Because you know
this is going to happen to you. So just let it happen and I will be back soon. It's only 2 minutes and 34 seconds. You can do this. Just enjoy, guys.
all about that place value. I'm all about that place value. I'm all about that place value. I'm all about that place. Yeah, it's pretty clear. Numbers can get big, but I can figure them out if I just think. Cause I gotta keep all these place values straight. The value depends on what the place is. I see the numbers grow, place values get much bigger, making numbers so big, can't count them on my fingers. The place values start with ones and tens. The place values are different from beginning to the end. So now I'm gonna tell you about some place values tonight. You know a place is worth 10 times as much as the place to the right. And if a place is sitting with another place there on its left, well then it's worth exactly 1/10 as much, no more, no less. Because you know I'm all about that place value. I'm all about that place value. I'm all about that place value. I'm all about that place. But what if we go back behind the decimal? Now look at that. Can you tell me how?
And so you're saved. You are so welcome. Decimals are not your worry yet, so you got a minute 34. Clap it up. I know you're clapping from afar. All right, so let's get started and review just in case you need it before you head into your work for today. Again, it's telling you what our job today is, and it is that you can recognize that in a multi-digit, and that is why we went over that vocab word, a multi-digit number, a digit in one place represents 10 times what it represents in the place to its right. All right, so with this first number, we have 8, which is a digit, and we are trying to find what the digit 8 in the number 128,361 is. What is the value of the 8? So your job first should go, wait, how would I know this? I know place value, so I know I have a chart. I have a place value chart that can help me find out where my digit is. So you want to box that digit in. It's kind of similar to my kids will see as what we do with rounding is kind of that kind of strategy I'm saying. I want to take that digit and make sure I'm focused on it. I am focused on the 8. But now it's not just the 8. I need to know where that 8 is. So I'm going to take my chart and I'm going to draw it. And of course, this was a beautiful little pop-up from Miss Princell that she took from the vocab card. But for you, you know this can just be on a sheet of paper that you're just drawing this chart and you're putting the numbers in and you're labeling. So you're going to have the ones, tens, hundreds, 1,000s, 10,000s, and 100,000s. And then your job is to look and say, my task is to find out what the value of the 8 is. And the 8 is in the 1,000s place. So my 8 represents 8,000. That is your job and that is your task. So you have just completed this question by saying that number is 8,000 when you're talking about 128,361. So let's practice again with our next problem. Down here, we're going to look at this number, which you have 2 commas, which ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Ooh, I have a million. So I have 1,324,968. All right. Does it change? Does my process change? Do I freak out because I have a couple more digits? Actually, one more digit, to be honest, but it's a bigger number, but it shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter how many digits I have because I know I have my place value chart. So I'm going to pop that up and I'm going to box my number that I'm looking at, and that number is an 8. What is the value of the 8 in this number? And I'm going to come up to my chart and say I have 8 ones, 6 tens, 9 hundreds, 4 thousands, 10. I have 2 10,000s, 3 100,000s, and 1 million. All right, so what is the value of my 8? My value, which I just told you, is 8 ones. So it's 8 is the value. And you are done. Now you want to move on. We have 82,364. Same process. Box that 8, and now you want to put it into your chart. I get 8 10,000s, 2 1,000s, 3 hundreds, 6 tens, and 4 ones. My 8 is in the 10,000 spot, so the value of my 8 is 80,000. Now, your job, and especially you'll see it on your work today, is to do this, exactly what we just did together, and kind of find that digit as what is its value within a multi-digit number. We did that. We got that. But they ask you to take it a step further and to really think about it by comparing, which is what we did all last week with multiplicative comparisons, comparing the value. So the 8 in 82,364 is a lot different from the 8 in 1,324,968. It is a very different value. Your job is to explain by comparing them how they are different. And I would recommend that you use that place value chart and you would step back and go, okay, 8 in the ones compared to an 8 in the 10,000s. Well, wait, what did it say when I was getting ready for this lesson? It told me that each time you move to the right, it's times 10. So if I had an 8 in the ones times 10 times 10 times 10 times, whoa, all right. Well, 8 compared to 80,000, I know 8 times 10,000 would get me 80,000. So I know that value. I mean, first of all, I know the 8 in this number is way, way bigger. But you could say that the 8 in 1,324,968 is how many times, less than. And you can use your chart to figure that one out. So I really want to leave you with that concept and just kind of thinking about how, yes, you can find the values, but that you also need to have the ability to step back and look at your different values that you found and understand the context of your numbers, not just by boxing them and throwing them in a chart. Understanding the context of an 8 in 82,364 is a lot bigger, times 10,000 times bigger than your 8 in 1,324,968. And I've told my kids this multiple times that a lot of the time our heart kind of wants to go, oh, the 8 in a million. I mean, a million's more money. But remember that's not how we're looking at numbers anymore. It's not just that it's a bigger number. They've set you on a task. And your lens and task right now is to find the value of the 8. And that 8 really, yeah, it's in the bigger number, but where the 8 is in its place value is not the bigger number. And it's just kind of testing the waters on that and making sure you guys are paying attention and understanding place value in multi-digits. All right, so on to the problem of the week. I want to click into the form to read you the problem. The problem of the week for this week is in this kind of standards and context. So it's kind of shadowing forward to what we're going to be doing, I believe, Thursday, which is adding, subtracting, and that kind of stuff with bigger numbers. So the first step that I need you to do and want you to do on this first day is draw that model. And last week, I loved all of you who uploaded your pictures. I also loved the ones I got in Dojo. It sounds silly, but it was exciting seeing you guys drawing and modeling things even from afar when I'm, not with you and having that perseverance to make this work for you in the best way you can. So we're going to kind of stick with that and keep doing what you're doing, guys, because I'm really proud of you. So let me read this problem for you for week 2. It says ABC Printing employs 241,389 employees. XYZ Printing, on the other hand, employs 15,799 fewer employees than ABC Printing. How many employees are employed by both companies? So, your task at first for this model is you would want to make sure that you're dealing with 2 different companies and their values are different. You then need to figure out what this question is leading you to do and what that question is asking you to do. What's your operation? What's the question? All those steps we went through last week are what you want to be working through. I wanted to read the problem aloud to hopefully kind of give you that foundation, but today I'm not going to work through any parts of it. Tomorrow we'll do what we did last week and do 2 boxes a day to work you through it. So please, please, please try your best, draw some models, do everything I kind of pushed you to do, especially you want to think in like those testing environments where it's just try your best, get as much as you can on the paper. Think like that, and then we'll kind of walk through it if you are stuck. Reread, annotate, all that fun stuff. I know you guys got this. Good luck, guys.
What is the message here? Somebody tell me please. It doesn't say, so we must stop and read carefully. Let's find the theme. Friendship, family, courage, empathy. You start with big topics.
All right, guys, welcome back. We're going to get going on the reading portion. Today, your article is called The Early-Late Debate, and if you're in your packet or you're on the PDF online, you're going to find it right here with the girl with her glasses sleeping, and if you are going online and you have access to Achieve, please, please, please log into your account, because not only will it boost up your lifestyle if you're successful in completing those this week and the rest of this month, but it will also be at your level, so go on there and get your best practice if you have access. If not, do not stress. Do that paper version. It is great practice for us to be reading and answering these comprehension questions throughout the week. Again, your notes are up. There's a new pair of notes in there for you to use if you would like. You're going to be using the same one for Article 1 and 2, so just make your copy for the week and you'll be set to go. I am going to read aloud for anybody who is used to using that feature online that doesn't have access to it. So no worries if you're on a different article, you just want to kind of skip through, and I'll try to put in the time that you can pick back up with us on the next activity. So it reads, The Early-Late Debate. Sacramento, California, Achieve 3000, October 30th, 2019. Think school shouldn't start at the crack of dawn? Lots of doctors agree. That's why groups are working for later start times. In some places, their big push has paid off. One is Seattle. High schools there start at 8:45 or later. Another example is California. In 2019, the state passed a law. It sets new rules for California schools. High schools won't start before 8:30 a.m. Middle schools won't start before 8 a.m. That's good news for teens who like to snooze. But the law doesn't cover elementary schools. Why not? The reason has to do with sleep cycles. How much you sleep is important, but when you sleep matters too. Research shows that most adolescents get their best sleep between 11 p.m. and 8 a.m. So if teens get up at 5 a.m., they miss out on some good Z's. Not getting enough sleep can cause health problems. Academic success can suffer too. It's hard to learn when you're nodding off. But some people think school starting later isn't so smart. They say there's no way to be sure students will get more sleep. The law can't make teens go to bed. Schools that start later finish later too. That leaves students with less times for other stuff. Like what? Sports, jobs, and homework? And let's not forget fun. Maybe the biggest roadblock for school districts looking into later start times? Buses. If all schools start near the same time, a district has to pay for more buses and drivers. That's one reason so many high schools start very early. How about you? Want to start school bright and early? Or would you rather snooze? All right, down here with the dictionary, they gave us 3 words. The first one is academic. They say the part of speech is an adjective, and it says academic means of or relating to school and education. So academics is typically what you probably have heard, and that just means school, education. It has something to do with that type of work. Adolescent is a noun, person, place, or thing. And an adolescent is a young person who is developing into an adult, a young person who is going through adolescence. So that is when your alarm bell should go off and go, oh, they're talking about me. So it shows that you guys, adolescents, would be a young person like you. Research, careful study that is done to find and report new knowledge about something. So if you are researching, we tried that a lot with some animals, we did some biographies. It's when you're searching for information that you can go to different sources and you're developing and finding new knowledge. So it could already be out there, or right now, I know we're going through some crazy times with the pandemic and COVID-19, and there's a lot of research, and there's a lot of researchers trying to find cures, trying to find vaccines. A lot of research is taking place in the medical field. So research can happen in all types of forms, in all types of way. But when you hear that word research, all it's telling you is it's someone that's studying and trying to find new knowledge, something new about honestly anything you can research. All right.
You start with big topics, then choose one and see what does the author believe. You make it specific, but don't use any names. Cross out the author beliefs, now you have your theme.
All right, then finally, I want to go over with you the writing for today. It is, of course, Monday, and it's going to be labeled number 6 because we are in our second week. And the prompt is, if you could have any animal for a pet, what would it be? Describe the pet and how would you take care of it? I really want to go back in and make sure, especially for my friends that are online typing, that you understand that these kind of sections are sectioned into steps, just as we do as class, because I'm really trying to motivate you guys to give yourself the time, give yourself the process of listening to the topic first, like I would in class. Then I ask you to think about it. Then I ask you to write about it. Then I want you to edit it. Then, go through that last step of counting your words. And I know it's weird because no one's there kind of looking at you, or I'm not walking around making sure that that's taking place, but just know it's a practice that is meant to help you grow in your count. And you guys are doing an amazing job. There's people growing 20 to 30 words a day, which is amazing. But I want you guys to just know that I didn't do it to be annoying, to make you hit next and have to fill in, the parts that I want you to fill in. They're there so it kind of just like separates you and gives you some sense of structure for this writing. If you're doing it at home on paper, same thing. You can just set the timer and know that it's 3 minutes. So please keep sending them to me. I love reading all your little ideas. They're really funny, to be honest, and make my day a little brighter. So keep up the hard work, guys. Keep writing, and I hope your packets are to you soon because we did add that cursive in there, hoping that you guys would enjoy it and have some stress relief and some fun during this writing block. All right, guys. See you tomorrow for more learning. Happy Monday, guys.
Could keep on counting on and on forever by 5.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. Not the words wanna cut me down, but instead of fun, you drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out to see my cry.
takes me home. It takes me. I keep saying, try hard to concentrate. All out you can.
Feel much like wow.
At your fingertips. Don't be afraid.
That song is such an anthem for people who maybe don't feel part of the world or part of anything. And I just found it really, really moving.
Thank you.
It was absolutely brilliant.
Hello, thank you. Welcome. Thank you. I genuinely can't find the words.
Amazing!
Thank you. And Christian, you are an absolute little star, so thank you. Thank you. Gaku.
I have to confess, I have a friend of mine in this choir, Ella, who met at the Pride of Britain, and I heard Ella sing, and I said, I have a feeling one day you're going to be auditioning on one of our shows, and guess what? You're here. And you're saying this is me, and I'm thinking you are us, because you define what the show should be all about. This is an audition I will never, ever forget.
Thank you.
Promise you I'll keep you safe.
Every one of you gave everything to this performance, an amazing positive message to put out there. And all I can say is well done, everybody. Well done.
That's how we do it! That's how you celebrate a golden buzzer!
Everything well done. It's a brilliant idea.
Oh, there we go, come on! That's it! That's it! That's it! Try it! Let's try it! Come on! Come on. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Brilliant.